All right. Hasidic Judaism is a small fraction of Judaism, which is a religion and a culture and an ethnicity. Hasidic Judaism is very much based on the religion of Judaism. It's very strict. Everything is taken to an extreme. Everything that is a maybe becomes a definitely, meaning if it's a potential for sin, don't do it because it's a maybe. Everything is much stricter than usual, and some would even describe it as a cult,
I
like a cult-like environment.
Yeah, that sounds like a very intense upbringing. And you were in the Netflix documentary One of Us, which shows the journey that you made. Actually, I should ask, are you fully out of that community now, or do you still have one foot in it, or where is it you are now after that?
Well, interestingly, I left completely and then later returned. And where I live now is in a Hasidic building. So I'm actually the only atheist in this building. Above me, there's Hasidic families, and there's actually a lot of carriages in the lobby. That's how you know this Hasidic building.
So you're in the Hasidic community, but you consider yourself an atheist.
Yes, I am very much an atheist. I'm a culturally Jewish atheist.
Okay. How does that work? Because I imagine there might be some conflict around that, but um, does that I mean, is there a conflict around that? I don't know. How do they feel about you living
I,
among?
well, I live in a building with nice people. Um, they don't bother me. I don't bother them. Uh, you know, we don't communicate much, just on logistics and stuff. But uh, they're nice people in this building, so there's no issues.
Cool. Do you still feel like you're Hasidic or Jewish in the religious sense, or do you feel like that's you're in a different position now?
In religious sense, I'm not at all Jewish because I don't believe in the existence of a God. So the religion kind of requires that existence of a God, and I don't believe in that. So what I picked is the traditions of Judaism, which I very much appreciate and like, and appreciate the culture. And I'm proud of how much my people have suffered through and overcome. And ethnically, I'm Jewish because I was born Jewish.
So, are you living with the Hasidic community still because you like that culture and that community and the?
Yes. Yes. So in a sense, I've returned, but not to the religion. I've returned to the culture.
How is it that the Hasidic community perceives the larger Jewish community and other denominations of Judaism? And I'm also curious how the other versions of Judaism perceive the Hasidic. Like, are they sort of seeing themselves as part of the same thing, or do they see themselves as different, or how is that
No.
perceived?
Hasidic Jews see themselves as better Jews than everybody else. They're more Jewish than everybody else. They're true Jews. But when it comes the other way around, I think like let's say someone who's modern Orthodox or less religious wouldn't see Hasidic Jews as not Jewish. They would just see them as a different version of Judaism, which is true. Judaism has a lot of different versions, just like Christianity and other religions.
Do they get along on most issues, or do they clash? Because I know that there's places where different denominations of religions do both of those things.
Um, for the most part, different versions of Judaism get along these days. Back in the day, there was a lot more clashes, but now it's mostly peaceful.
One of the things that I've heard Jewish people say is that circumcision is central to Jewish identity. And I was curious if, based on your experiences and what you know of the Jewish community, if you thought that was true. Is Jewish identity possible without it, or is it
Of
is it
course,
actually central?
according to the Bible itself, I think there's three things that are the Jewish identity. That's Shem, Levish, and what is that? I haven't learned the Bible in a while, and it shows. There's three things that uh, I make the Jewish identification. That's the name, the language, and the clothing. Circumcision is not one of them.
Name, language, clothing. So, what
Yeah.
can you expand on that? Because I've not heard that definition of Jewish identity before. How is it that you would
Yeah.
define that?
Well, as I said, I haven't learned the Bible in a while. I haven't studied that in a while. So, specifics I'll get to you. But I think it's related to the story of Egypt. When Jews were in Egypt, the reason they stayed Jewish for so long was because of their they didn't change their names, they didn't change their clothing, and they didn't change their language. That's what kept them Jewish, and that's what they were praised for in the Bible.
I could see name, language, and clothing as being like very easily also identifiers of culture. Like if you change your name and the way you look and the words and
Way you
language that you're
speak.
speaking, yeah, that's those are the things you usually have to change if you're trying to adapt to a different culture, or if you go to a foreign country or things like that. Thank you for listening to the Brendon Marotta Show. If you liked this episode, please share it with someone else who would also like it, and then go on whatever platform you listen to the show on and leave a positive review. If you want to support the show directly, go to brendonmarotta.com/show and subscribe there. Paid subscribers get special unreleased bonus material and live events that are only available to them. Once again, that is brendonmarotta.com/show. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you all later.